So we told you we were grateful enough to do 125 broadcasts, and we started back in late August and just ended on Saturday. We've had about a week off.
A long season.
It's a really long season. It's fun. Like, you can't do this if you don't love it, because it's just, and nobody knows that more than Alex Westfall and Ali as well. Ali has been a part of our team, of the prep broadcast production team also. But, I mean, it is a grind. Mm-hmm. But when you love it and it's fun and you're doing it for the, for the greater good, and listen, we love doing it. But
I was say, you get the exciting parts. Like, there's no practice.
Yeah.
You got to get through. You don't have a week between games. You get the entree right away.
Yeah, no, and that's kind of like how the season was. We got the entree right away in week one. Week one football was at August. I should know the date, but I will say August 23rd.
Are you guys down at Wayne State for all those games?
No, they've got another company that does those games. But
I bet.
No, it's okay. That's all right. It's just the only other no, it's all good. They have the rights for that. We'll see if that carries on this year. But no, the Prep Classic or the Prep Kickoff is ironically not involved, anything we're involved with. But I think we had the banger of the year in week one. It was a two-part affair. Southfield A&T and Cass Tech.
Okay.
And one of those games that you just never wanted it to end. And part one was on Friday night. And part one ended 4 minutes shy of halftime. There was some police issues, security issues, too many people jumping the fence to get in. It was wild. It was mayhem. It was the Wild West. And it was week one. It was hot. It was muggy. It was 85 degrees. And it was unbelievable. And Southfield and Cass Tech, with all the talent on the field, I mean, we're talking double-digit college players.
100%, yeah.
On each side. Division I, Division II, whatever. Like, mega talent. Two great coaches. Southfield and Cass Tech. The quarterback for Southfield, Isaiah Marshall, unbelievable. Anyway, a banger that ended like just before halftime, 3-4 minutes before halftime. I think there were 35 points put up, 35-28 in the first quarter.
Wow.
It was a shootout, just a shootout of two teams that couldn't stop the athletes on both sides.
Yeah.
It was great, but it ended prematurely. Again, security issues.
They come back Saturday and finish it?
So they made the decision that they're going to do an exclusive, no fans. So we went back to kind of almost like the COVID days.
Era.
No fans. 0 allowed. I think there were nobody but the prep and the players. And it was brought. What else could you ask for, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we were upset we had to go back a second day because it's a full setup for us.
Yeah.
Whatever, but we understand. And it was fun. But it was at Southfield High. It was at Lawrence Tech, part one. And then they said, "Oh, forget about it. It didn't work well there. Let's go to Southfield High and have nobody attend."
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they did. I couldn't do the game. I had an obligation with Marshall. Had to call in an announcer to do that game, Evan Stockton. Evan's a part of the prep. Congratulations to Evan. Won an Emmy over the weekend.
Wow. Does a great job.
Yeah, does a great job. So Evan comes in, does the game Saturday with Stick, who does an outstanding job as well on color. And Evan and Stick called another marathon of a game that went into overtime. Scoring slowed a little, but it was still, so that was game one, and I can't even remember the score. I think it was like 56-55, somewhere around there.
That always happens early in football. No, there's no film.
Yeah, right.
Yet,
right.
Not enough. You got a couple scrimmages. No one's showing anything, though, and the offenses just take off at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
And then the scouts come and the weather gets bad, and now it's what was Belleville Cast was like 14-7 or something like that before overtime.
It's funny how that changes. Everybody slows down a little bit.
Yeah.
So that was part one, part two, Cass Tech and Southfield. I think our two highest rated, both of those are in the top 5 of our full year ratings.
Yeah.
We did some other great games. De La Salle wiped out Muskegon. It was a highly anticipated matchup. That was also at Lawrence Tech the next week. Had a good football season. We did St. Mary's and Cabrini volleyball that season. Shout out Cabrini, the only broadcast we've ever done for Cabrini. Hopefully that changes. I know you got some. We did St. Mary's and CC. We did King and Cass for the PSL.
We have to do King and Cass
title. Oh yeah, no, we have to. Great partnership with the PSL. Shout out to Jay Alexander. We did Wall Lake Western and South Lyon East, and that was a whale of a game too.
Is that a big rivalry game?
You know what? It's kind of turning into one, but those two were the top power. Western loaded with the big 3 Division I players last year. One of the best running backs in the country, and Taylor. Great quarterback as well. But saw a banger of a game. The South Lyon East quarterback went out, so it changed the game in the second quarter. But anyway, great game. Northville Brighton was another outstanding contest. Came down to a game-winning field goal late. KLAA, as you talked about. Did Detroit Western, Cass Tech, and soccer. Again, we do all sports. Obviously, we're football focused, but we do a lot of other. We want to give all the sports some love. And then we did Belleville and Churchill, and that was one of those that got wiped out quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Belleville got ahead real quick and just,
That was an unreal roster last year.
Oh, yeah, another great roster. We did Southeastern and Central in the PSL undercard title game. We did Renaissance and Cass Tech in volleyball. Cass Tech and Rice in football to close out the year, one of those crossovers. Cass Tech ended up winning that game. King and Rice in the playoffs. That's how we ended our football season.
That's a good one to end on.
It was. We opened the hockey. We opened the winter with. It was a busy winter, a busy winter. 71 broadcast in the winter season.
It must be something about the prep, because I remember one of those earlier in the year. Kind of same deal. You started UAD Orchard Lake on Friday night. Had to come back with a slippery court and finish it on Saturday.
We had part 1, part 2, St. Mary's UAD basketball.
You might have a little bit of curse going on.
I know.
People want to have the prep come show these games. They might not know. They might be showing up on Saturday to finish it.
That's right. That's right. And there was some talk about not having fans potentially, I believe, at that game. I can't remember. I want to say, I can't keep it all straight. I don't even want to say, but anyhow. And then we start out the winter season with Brighton St. Mary's hockey.
Okay.
And started hockey coverage. And we talked about Evan Westfall earlier. How about Ben Holden also on that crew? So Evan and Ben, guys who can both handle play-by-play and color, paired up in our hockey coverage, and it was phenomenal.
Hockey's a different play-by-play animal, isn't it?
Totally. I can't do it. I don't do it. It's but it is, it's a different skill set. And Evan and Ben both do it fabulously, and we had a great season. St. Mary's and Brighton kicked it off. And then our basketball, we came right out of the gate. North Farmington Hamtramck played. We got to see how good North Farmington was at that point. Ferndale, Brother Rice, did some St. Mary's games, PSL tournaments. We did a lot of basketball, as you know.
Oh, yeah.
You and I did, was it Brother Rice, St. Mary's?
Yeah, Brother Rice, St. Mary's at St. Mary's.
At St. Mary's. We did Grosse Pointe South, I believe.
Yep.
Grosse Pointe South and Lance Cruz.
Mm-hmm. Which was a good game. Real good game.
It was a great game. And we covered some fabulous games, especially the King and Cass basketball game.
Yeah.
For the PSL title. And then the banger of it all, I think, was Brother Rice and the only loss of the year for Cass Tech.
Operation Friendship, right?
Operation Friendship.
Yeah. It's a great game. Very underrated, I feel like, Operation Friendship is.
It is. It has the chance to be. It is. It's underrated.
Kind of like people outside the Catholic, what is that game? I'm like,
yeah, and the
PSL
PSL knows about it too.
well, yeah, but yeah.
But outside of that, it does get. But usually, I mean, it's created some
For
real
sure.
bangers.
And it's always played, well, normally at what I think is the best high school venue for basketball in Callahan Hall. I mean,
it is.
It's
venerable.
It's always hosted some huge games and huge
Yeah.
moments, and some great players. Obviously.
No doubt. And so, yeah, I mean, and then we finished the year with St. Mary's, UAD, Troy, North Farmington, St. Mary's, North Farmington. We saw St. Mary's beat Rice in that district, an upset there.
Huge upset, yeah.
I mean, there were some highly rated games that we saw. We saw some amazing basketball, top to bottom. And we're lucky to call the Central Division. Let's be honest. You got De La Salle, Brother Rice, St. Mary's, Catholic Central, U of D.
Yeah.
If I missed anybody there, I apologize. But the whole league is stacked, but so is the city with Cass and King.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're lucky to have this opportunity to do it. But and then baseball spring season was busy as well. 39 spring events, and St. Mary's and Liggett are cornerstones for baseball coverage and partners. The PSL saw some good baseball there. West Bloomfield, and some good girls soccer as well. Liggett, Stony Creek. And then we did Oakland Christian Everest in the playoffs. So, yeah, we
it's a little more rounded than I think you even give yourself credit for. A lot of
maybe
covering a lot of leagues, a lot of different sports, touching on it, which, again, hopefully only grows with this upcoming season.
We're trying, man. We're trying, having some fun with it, and looking forward to having the prep pod kind of continue on as most of the games are done. We might do some baseball tournaments or all-star games and whatnot, but we're pretty much shut down until mid-late August.
Football